Hey everyone, I thought I'd just hop on for a bit. I got a couple announcements. Sorry I haven't been active lately because I had my wisdom tooth taken out and I couldn't talk. It's still healing. It's one of those things that I didn't want to tackle while I was going through my journey of, when I was going through my journey. What was it? Probably 2022 or 2021. I forget. But they're like, hey, Helmut, you might want to attack, because I had to go in for our tooth that was started to bleed. So I'm like, I have to go in. So I went in, got it fixed, and like, Helmut, we got some other stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to hit this up yet. I'm just hitting what hurts me now, but I'll come back to that after I'm recovered. So recovery came, and I was fine, Mr. Superman, right? Eating chocolate like an idiot every day, out the ass, junk food, and eventually something's got to give. So I had to go get that tooth pulled. Good times, and take some time to heal, right? So because of that, my algorithms on my channel got all mucked up because I went from posting 3 times a week to nothing for 8 days, right? Or about that, or not as much. So that screwed up my algorithm. So now the engagement's a lot less. So it's a learning lesson. What I got to do is keep on top of my schedule. Even if I were to go on vacation, right? Got to keep that momentum going, because when that, you cut that momentum, it's going to die down, and, it loses that spark. So I got to refuel it, keep it going. All right. So that means I'm going to be trying to be on, like I used to, once a week podcast, right? I'm thinking Mondays. Once a week, I'm going to do just my normal content, and then one interview, right? So I got lots of interviews coming. I got Howard Schubiner this coming the 23rd of December. That's going to be really good. We're going to record it and I'll post it probably later that week, right? I got a couple more. I got Aida from the Their Response. I did a interview with her a couple days ago. I'm just doing some editing now, so that's going to be a good one, because she talks about her journey with dealing with depersonalization and anxiety, right? So that'll be good. I got one that I just did a couple days ago with Sam. We talk about emotions, right? Deep dive into the emotional work, how to process them, right? And all the sciencey stuff that goes with it. Sam's really good at the sciencey stuff. She can explain it all. I'm more average Joe, generalize, but she can really break it down for you. And that's also a good one. Don't forget, January 23rd, we're doing a chronic fatigue syndrome recovery question Q&A. So if you're dealing with that and you want to have your questions answered, this is your time. This is where you can join. So shoot me an email. I got 10 spots left. So shoot me an email. It's $25, right? It's probably going to be like a 3-hour event-ish. Ask all the questions. We got you covered. So lots of things are coming up. We got more guests coming. Let's see here. Yeah, so lots of stuff. Anyway, I figured I'd hop on because I got to make a habit of this, right? This is like having a meeting with myself, right? So before I get started, let's have a little bit of a meeting with ourselves. How about that? Take a deep breath. And now we're going to do a quick allow and engage session. And then I will cover, I thought I wrote it down. Where did I put it? 3 quick topics, right? Neuroplasticity, how it's kind of irrelevant. Dizziness. And you know what? We'll keep it at that, those 2. I was going to talk about visuals, but that'll be next week. All right. So let's do a quick allow and engage session. Let's see if I got any. I'll put the chats up so people can. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Hey, what's up? Computer fast repair. What's up, bro? Okay. Let's do an allow and engage session. So this is where we're gonna learn. I'm gonna try to do this with all my stuff. I might miss a couple, so don't hold me to it. So in the beginning, before I even get talking about neuroplasticity, Dan Boogaloo does his breath work. Actually, he stopped doing that. It's too bad. I really like that. And I'm going to do an allow and engage session, right? A couple minutes. So what we're going to do is, okay, Limby, your limbic system, right? Alarms, whatever's rigging, whatever's driving me crazy right now. So you take a spot, you stand there, right? Preferably with nobody around. When you're going for your walk, right? Or if you're in your car, whatever's bugging you, any feelings, any things that are unresolved, there's something that's just ruminating thoughts, right? Whatever it is, go, okay, Limby, bring it to me. Show me the fear. Show me what you got. Symptoms to everything, right? Show me what you got. Show me the fear. Okay, let's allow it. Allow it, bring it forward. And then picture whatever it is. It's going to suck. You're going to feel like you're at a 10, right? You might be triggered. You might be shaky because normally, the old way of doing things is what we resist persists. And when you try to ignore it and try to distract, right, then you're just allowing that alarm to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, because what's the point of an alarm? It's to be acknowledged. So this is the time that we're using right now, right? If you haven't been allowing lately, this is your time. Let's do it together, right? Okay, Limby, just say that. Limby, your limbic system or your alarm system or whatever you want to call it. I call it Limby. Give it a nickname. Limby, show me what you got. Bring it to me. Okay, I don't like that. It could be a thought. It could be whatever. Or that thing that was said, or that I feel anger, or I feel pain, I feel worry, I feel all this stabbing pain. I think something's going to explode, something, or it's nothing. There's no content. Remember, content is irrelevant. But sometimes we just feel anxiety and there's no content. Okay, invite it in, bring it in. Picture it as a cloud. All right, let me show what you got. Okay, picture it as a cloud. We're processing it. We're letting it pass through our throats, chest. That's what worked for me, right? It's passing through here. Allowing it. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're not trying to figure it out. We're not trying to figure it out, analyze it, get rid of it, judge it. We're letting it do its thing, right? We're agreeing with it. Let it do its thing. Okay, you picture it passing through your throat and chest. Surrender to it. Allow it. Feel uncomfortable. Feel the discomfort. And usually 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you can feel some of that energy burn down a bit. Some of that energy is dissolved because you're acknowledging, right? And then now we're going to engage. So whatever's left over, if there's still a lot of energy left over, let it sit in our chest, shoulder, right? And if you have to, in a couple minutes, do it again. Let's do it right now. Okay, Lemby, you got some more? Give me more. What do you got? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge the alarm, right? It's doing its job. That's all it's doing. The brain's doing its job. So we're allowing it, let it do its thing. Feel the feelings. Picture it passing through your chest. Feel that energy going through you. For me, it's going from a 10, 5, 4, 3 to a 2. That's good, right? You see it. It's passing through your back. It's floating. Let it go. All right. Oh, you want to come back? All right. Sit on my shoulder. And that's it. Now we're going to engage. Okay. So one of the topics I want to talk about, neuroplasticity is irrelevant, right? There's a lot of focus on, creating neural pathways, and I hear this all the time, especially with the brain retraining world. They're heavily focused on, here, let me get it. I got to get a water. Hold on. Right. they're heavily focused on creating neural pathways and not so much, it's and if this is neuroplastic pain or if this is blah, 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 right? There's a lot of thought about neuroplasticity. It's important, but it's kind of irrelevant at the same time because all your job is to reprogram the programming, the software, right? We're not putting so much focus on the hardware and the wiring, right? Because the brain, we're like a computer, but a computer is got metal. It's a piece of machinery. We're biological, right? We got the hardware, we got our bodies, but it's our job to program the software that we want to serve us, right? And the neuroplasticity, those are the neural pathways that's the wiring of the alarm system, right? And it does that for us. So it's like it's always updating and it's creating neural pathways. It's constantly creating neural pathways, right? And the brain does that for us. We don't need to do anything, right? We don't need to micromanage our brain and go, are you building the neural pathway? Here, let me help you build the neural pathway. Ding, ding. Right? Let me sand that down. Are you right? The brain does that itself. So we don't have to do anything when it comes to building a neural pathway. The way what our job is to change our response, to be aware of old behavior patterns, to change the program. Right? And the way you change the program is, like I said, be aware of old behavior patterns, stop them, be aware of them, be a curious observer, right? And be aware constantly. Not just on a Tuesday, oh, I was aware I did that one thing, try to be aware more often. That's a learning thing. You got to learn to be aware because when you create neural pathways, right, with this old program running, it's very efficient and you don't even notice the shit you do, right? So it takes time for us to consistently set an alarm clock, right? And check in and go, okay, what am I doing today? Am I resisting? What am I thinking about? Am I ruminating? Okay, I caught that. Now I'm going to change it. So you got to change the way you got to catch your old behavior patterns. And then, not only that, we got to do the behind the scenes work every day for 1 hour. You got to elevate your mood, right? Hardwire happiness, right? You want to become Ned Flanders. In the beginning, you're going to do it and you're going to hate it. But eventually, the brain will catch up and update that, right? You're going to sit and dose dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. That's what elevating does, right? It puts you there. You sit in the dose, and then it updates the program. Your baseline comes down. That's why elevating is so important. That's why visuals are so important. You do an hour of those. So this is the stuff that you do no matter what, right? This is what works for me. And this is what I teach me. This is the alarm system reset, the 9 pillars, right? You do the visuals, 1 hour a day. That makes you sit and dose also. Brings the baseline down. When the baseline comes down, back to standby, right? Back to 0, because you've been at 1,000 for too long and that's been hardwired, right? Then the allostatic loads will start to empty because we're feeling the feelings. And what fills up the allostatic loads? What brings us to 1,000? A lot of things. Not feeling your feelings, right? That fills it up. Emotions, not feeling your emotions, not listening, distracting, pushing them down, right? Storage fills up, like my phone. This whole week, I got all this shit on my phone and it's not saving anything. So I had to, delete a bunch of shit for things to work again, right? It's the same thing when you have things that you keep pushing down, distracting from. You might not even be aware that you do these things. But eventually we start to allow things to come up, let them do their thing, you feel them, allow, work with what the brain sends you on a silver platter, right? And then you process it, you empty your like Sam likes to say, you empty your email box, right? So that the brain is able to, move more efficiently with what it has to do, right? It's not so overwhelmed. So we're doing that with with allowing or behavior patterns, catching them. So 1 hour a day visuals, 1 hour a day of elevating. That's the behind the scenes work, right? So you're allowing and engaging, and then when you start changing the program, the brain updates. And when you're consistent and you're staying there, right, the old program starts to die down and the new one comes in. And when it does that, it goes, okay, well, I like this one. We're going to create a neural pathway. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to put that in there. Boom, you're done. You don't have to think about it. That's your new program, right? So in a way, it's the wiring of the system that updates the software. So don't worry too much about, is this neuroplastic pain, or is this, are you creating neural pathways? Neural pathways are interesting, they're important, but your brain does that. You don't do that. Your brain does that all. All you got to do is change the program. It will create neural pathways. So in a way, it's irrelevant, right? It's something that just happens, and it just watches you go. Okay, yeah, we're doing all right. Start going ding 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 ding. Okay, yeah, ding ding ding. Right. So it's not so much something that we have to obsess about. Stop micromanaging. Let's take some. Let's take some of these comments and questions. Okay, so hey, would you say that cancer is a symptom? I heard others say that, and that it can also be TMS. What's your thoughts? Well, it's something I don't like talking about too much because I don't want people to disregard everything else I say, because it could be taken as woo woo and dude, you're not a doctor. How can you even? I believe it is. Right? I believe it is. And I secretly think that. I've been thinking that for the past 4 years. Right? I think it's, the body's been in a state of fight or flight for so long. It's overwhelmed. It's buffering. Something's got to give, man. And I think cancer is just the body's last attempt to keep you alive. I don't necessarily think, I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong, but this is what I believe. I think it's the body's last attempt to keep you alive. So it's going to do whatever it can. And this is my opinion, right? Don't listen to me, listen to a doctor. And I think the approach that they do is like the total opposite of what people should do. That's how you got there. That's how you got the cancer. And what do? They battle it with more stuff that got it there, right? It's kind of like, but I understand when you're dealing with fear, you trust, you trust what you're told, right? And it's a scary situation, so you're going to make the call. So that's a tough one, right? But I believe it's a mind-body thing. And that's why you can try all these things and it won't do anything. The only thing, you might change your diet, your lifestyle, and that will help only because it's giving relief to the allostatic loads and your baseline. It's allowing your body to finally do its thing because you have an immune system. It's able to detox. It's able to do all these things. But when it's bunged up for long periods of time, right? Something's got to give. It's got to create these tumors to kind of push things. Okay, we got to keep them alive. So let's, right? It's brilliant how it tries to keep you alive. So, and hey, this is just what I think. I'm probably wrong. Probably not. Whatever. This is entertainment, right? But I always say, to cover my ass, cover everybody else's ass, always go see your doctor. And I feel the same. I feel the same about MS, Parkinson's, you name it, right? Fill in the blank. You fill in the blank. And first you recover, do all the work. And then you're going to see a lot of interesting things by doing the work. And you're going to see, oh, this is interesting. My father and my grandfather and my family and blah, 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 blah. And you'll see a lot of similarities. How people, when they got sick, well, what was going on in their lives? 9 times out of 8, you can see how people's allostatic loads filled up and something popped up. And you can always ask the questions. What was going on with his life? Was he blah, 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 blah? Right, blah, blah, blah. And it makes sense that it happens. People get sick later on in their later, like when they get older, right? Doesn't have to be cancer, anything. Because with age, it's more likely that your allostatic loads are full. But nowadays, people at a younger age, their allostatic loads are getting fuller quicker. It all makes sense. They're baselines that are 1,000 quicker because we're living in times where we're surrounded by chaos constantly with the internet, our cell phones, relationships, toxic relationships, right? Chemicals, you name it. Don't get me started. Everywhere you go, right? Pick your poison. It's all around us. Traumas, situations, right? And we were never meant to be in these times. We were meant to be simpler times, but still, we had our battles with other tribes. We had saber-toothed tigers chasing us, right? That put us in a survival state. We killed a saber-toothed tiger, it goes back to zero. But with us nowadays, we're in a survival state for 4 years straight, right? Toxic relationship, work environment that's shit, right? You're working in a factory and you were doing 2 jobs, getting paid shit. It gets hardwired there. That's your new program. And your body's constantly working to survive. It's doing its job brilliantly, but you're fucking burning the candles on 18 ends, right? You're driving that Honda, you got 5 clowns in it, and you're pulling a 747 up a mountain, right? It's not designed to do that. Let go of the 747, kick out those clowns, and just have 4 people in it, and watch how that vehicle is fuel efficient and can drive everywhere with ease without the tires popping and the transmission overheating and the engine blowing up. So I just kind of went off on a tangent there, but you get the gist, right? Finally had my double root canal done on Tuesday. The anxiety I felt for weeks prior was such a wasted time. I felt nothing during it. And it was perfectly fine. I was just setting fear for nothing. Well, that's, we go through this and you're going to learn from this. Remember this, write it down. Go. Blah, 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 date. Double root canal, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they froze. That felt like this. Everything's no big deal. Because next time you have one, right? Well, you'll be recovered then. You'll be a pro, but whatever. This is why evidence list is good, because when we have 1,000 symptoms that we go through this journey, it's good to write them down so that we have leverage that we build when we read, August, I had this symptom. I totally forgot. Okay. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to move this through this delay a lot quicker. And then when it happens again, the 10th time, you're like, oh, whatever, we're good. So, neuroplasticity is irrelevant. It's like a snapshot in time of your program, and your brain updates, and it creates neural pathways. Brain does that. You don't have to do that. If you never talk about neuroplasticity again, it doesn't affect you. All you got to worry about is the methods to allow, bring your baseline down, empty your allostatic loads, right? Exposure, changing your response instead of white knuckling, right? You send a message of safety while you're in the danger, not sending a message of danger while you're in the danger, because that reaffirms to keep the alarm on. And that keeps the old program still running, right? It makes sense. If you say danger, the program goes, okay, danger, we'll leave the alarm on, okay. If you say safety, don't say the word safety, but if you act like you're safe with your attitude and the way you feel and the way you allow it, the brain goes, okay, that's not danger, that's safety, right? You're the programmer, you're the chief. The brain and the body are there to serve you, right? It's always you, right? You're the programmer, you're the, that's you. Okay. Helmet, when you are able to eat, you know what? Why don't I click these so people can read? What am I? When you're able to eat everything again and gain the weight, did you get your sugar or cholesterol up? I don't know. I never checked. right? Um, I didn't really care. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole and you know check everything. I figured I don't feel sick. I never get flus. I never get colds. Right? Blood pressure is fine. I feel like I'm thriving. Why go? I don't need to go look at that stuff. Right? If you do, go good. You do that. But also, I think the cholesterol thing is also. It seems like the past 20 years, everything they told us is either not true or the opposite. Right? If they say, if you look at the food pyramid here in Canada, if you follow the food pyramid, you will get sick. Right? It's like, and then they're saying eggs are horrible, meat is horrible. It's the opposite. How many hundreds of years have we been living off all this stuff, right? Vegetables, fruit, meat. You look at the food pyramid; it's all bread, and the one piece of a nugget of little piece of beef here in the corner of the food pyramid. Brutal. It's brutal. But yeah, the cholesterol thing is, I think it's nonsense. But hey, sometimes it's all about the money, right? But I don't want to open that can of worms right now. But I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Okay, can you show us how you process emotions if something upsets you? Allow yourself to be upset. It's the same shit, really. When you're upset, be upset, right? Let's say, give me an example. Let's say, okay, here you go. Hey, good, you got the example. See, someone sells you an expensive bike that doesn't work, or somebody says you're not really sick. Real life stuff that comes up, right? I've had that lots of times. My mom, people, the friends, right? Your friends are supposed to be there to support you. They're usually the ones. That's what I say. Keep this to yourself. Keep it a secret. Do the work, right? And then when you recover, then come out and tell everybody. And even then, they're going to be like, yeah, buddy. Yeah. Wait till life really happens. Dude, you had a little bit of anxiety. What you had, dude, I had 75 symptoms over. Sure, you did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't, dude, you had anxiety. I know I had that. Trust me. I had those symptoms too, right? You got these idiots that kind of disregard everything that, they don't fucking give you justice, right? So feel mad, right? Get upset. Feel the feelings. Don't go, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's good. It's good. It's good. No, no, I'm fine now. It's good. I'm fine. I'm not mad. No, I don't want to be mad. I should not be mad. No, no. Positive activation, right? Las Vegas nerve activated. Feel the feelings. Be angry. Be fucking pissed. Feel it, but hey, don't ignite it again. Don't ruminate about it. Next time when he says that thing, I'm gonna fuck. Yeah, well, he's lucky that instead, for me, during when I was going through this, when people will kick you when you're down. By the way, especially during this journey, you're gonna find out who's an asshole, who are your real friends. It's kind of a good thing because when you pull out of this, you're gonna cut them off because we don't want to just recover. We want to live a new life and not get sick again. So this is like an opportunity. It's like a magnifying glass that lets you see the contrast of what you've been dealing with all your life and what you don't want in your life anymore. So you cut it out, get it out of there, right? Because this is your movie. You want to live long. You want to have a happy, healthy life. And that's what I did, right? So I had to cut people off and feel the feelings. And when they crossed me, talk shit about me, right? Um, kicked me while I was down. I remembered I was upset, but I was too sensitive. I couldn't defend myself. But I felt the feelings when I was alone. I was angry. I was like, fuck, whatever. Okay, allow it. Just like we allow our symptoms, thoughts, feelings, whatever it is. Feel the feelings. Picture passing through you. Acknowledge those alarms. Acknowledge those emotions and feelings. And then the energy dies. If it takes a couple times that week, do it. And then engage and surrender, let it go. And move on. Don't spend all day allowing that one thing, right? Break it up a little bit, a couple times, but after like a couple minutes, you got to move on. And that's it. Eventually, it'll be like, whatever. I processed it. That's it. Picture the cloud going through your chest, out the back. Let it go like a balloon, right? And that's it. That's what you have to do with, and you're gonna find out when you do that, you expose yourself to that alarm. And that alarm turns off. It doesn't have a hold on you anymore. You're the one in charge again, right? And that alarm's gone, and you keep moving forward with your momentum. This is where you manipulate energy, and it always works out in your favor. Trust me. I've had people cross me when I was down, situations even that I didn't like, and I used these methods. Allow the situation to be there, feel the feelings about it, do exposure towards it, right? I did turbo exposures to situations, right? It nulls, it goes zero, and then you're indifferent, and then watch how that energy changes into a situation that helps you. You benefit from it. It's crazy. Carolina, you lost the last. Oh, that's okay. We'll see you at the next one. Life happens. We get busy. Shit happens, right? Brain training is super focused on being positive, but no one tells you how to handle hard situations when stuff happens, right? Real situations happen. We allow them. We roll with it. Like I said, you allow it. You feel the feelings, and then you move on. You engage in your routine. That's what I do. That's what I still do, right? Because life keeps throwing us curveballs, even when you're recovered. Of course, before it's more, you're more sensitive when you're not recovered yet, of course. But in a way, that's a good thing because you really learn then, right? It really makes you learn some shit. All right, here we go. This one I'm not too sure of. Is it possible for IBS symptoms to progress to extreme lip biting when you realize it's all exact? Well, it doesn't really matter. IBS has nothing to do with lip biting, but it's your nervous system, right? You're in a state of fight or flight. If you're working on one symptom, symptoms move around from top to anywhere. Thoughts, feelings, symptoms, physical, mental alarms, physical alarms, they move around. They do their thing. Don't analyze them. Don't put them on a pedestal. Don't overthink it. Don't try to figure it out. Because that's what it wants you to do, to pay attention to the alarms, to acknowledge the alarms. That's why it's there. It's bait to get you to the root emotion, which is usually fear, right? So that I can be acknowledged and processed. That's what it's doing. It wants you to get your attention to the perceived danger, the liger that's standing there. So the lip biting, it's just manifestation of what you have to go towards and allow it to be there. Let it do its thing, right? That's your target. Do some exposure. Bring it up. Go to the root of it. What scares you about that? Whatever symptom it is. Go to the root. Go deeper. What's going to happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? Okay. Get into detail about it. Feel the feelings about it. Go, oh no, I wouldn't like that. No, that means I'm going to have blood here, and then I'm going to have some problem. I'm going to have like a infection. I'm going to need to go on antibiotics. Right? Repeat that 10 times. Feel the feelings. Exposure. Feel the feelings. Bring the alarm from a 10 to a 5 to a 2. And in time, you won't care. You're indifferent to that symptom or a pattern or whatever it is. And that brings the baseline down. That's the thing. We want to take that battle out of. We want to stop that battle that we have, that inner battle. Because if you have an inner battle, that pushes the baseline up. When the baseline goes up, your alarm state goes up. It sends more alarms, more symptoms. We don't want that, right? We want to calm the nervous system baseline. And that means the alarms start to slow down and then they stop. Okay. I don't even know if I was low on iron or any of that stuff. I did go to the hospital 3 times a week, and they always said, this isn't an emergency situation. If you have any issues, talk to your doctor, but, everything looks okay. So, and then I stopped going to the doctor for a couple of years, and who knows, because when you're in a state of fight or flight, your shit's all over the place. Don't expect things to be balanced, nutrients to be absorbed properly, right? If it's ever anything serious, of course, see the doctor. And then once they rule it, they say no, whatever. Then understand that whatever it is, it'll balance out in time. When you take yourself out of an alarm survival state, the body's finally able to get back to homeostasis and everything balances itself out, right? How do you let go of negative thinking? By allowing the negative thinking to be there. Don't try to stop it. What you resist persists. It goes bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just an alarm. The content of the alarm is not important. Try to be the curious observer. Go, oh yeah, that thought. Love you. I hate this thought. That's okay. You're allowed to hate it. You're allowed to be scared of it. You will be scared of it. You're human. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to be scared. Right? Allow the negative thought. Invite it with you wherever you go. Let it do its thing. Do some exposure. And then engage. Make sure you do the engaging thing is a huge part of the recipe, because it's like, okay, now we move on. Bring it on your shoulder. Move on. Because if you allow, allow. If you do it for too long, you're starting to pour gasoline on the fire again, and then it fumes up again. So give it a time to allow, and then engage. Go, okay, that's enough. We're going to go engage. Come with me. I'm going to go play soccer. Come with me while I cut the grass. Come with me while I shovel the lawn, right? Yeah, exactly. There you go. He's all about the somatic tracking. Alan Gordon book. I started losing fear of my physical symptoms. Yeah, but now it's full on social anxiety like never before. Now here's the thing. I did the same thing. The more I healed physically with the brain retraining method, right? The more my mental alarms skyrocketed. I had phobias, PTSD. I never had that shit before. Fuck. OCD looping thoughts. I would loop on something for just one thought for 2 weeks in a room, pacing back and forth, trying to figure out, try to do opposites, try to analyze, get reassurance, get the answer, try to fix it. That made things so much worse because that brought the baseline up, more alarms. So I had to learn. This is the missing piece, guys. I had to learn to allow it all to be there and agree with the catastrophizing thoughts, right? If it says, "Helmet, you're going to lose your hearing," I think that, or you're going to lose that thing's going to explode. So I'm like, yes, thank you. You're probably right. It was going to explode. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for telling me. And you know what? I hope that in my insomnia comes back, whatever it is that it's telling you. And I hope that my insomnia comes back every day for the next month. So really go deep in with taking away the resistance. Agree with it. Ask for more. Right? You're not fighting. We don't want to fight. We want to take away the fight of, right? We want to stop the resistance because that calms the baseline. This is what we want. We want to calm the baseline down. But we keep fucking fighting everything, thoughts. We keep fighting. The baseline goes. Just think at the end of the day, is this feeding the fire, the baseline? Because you can tell. Or is this going to calm it? So allow it, invite it in, ask for more, agree with it, right? Let the energy flow through you, right? You kind of let it flow through you, not stopping it, right? You let it flow, right? You're like a beach ball on the water, not a beach ball pushing a beach ball in the water because it's going to bounce back in your face. You're a cork in the water, right? You absorb the energy in the water, right? The water goes down, you go down, right? You go along with it. There we go. Albert is right. Everyone that has something, even cancer, has their fight or flight on survival mode for a long time. Right. So think of it this way. This is teaching you. You guys are learning tools that's going to save your life in the future. And also when you have curveballs thrown at you, you guys are learning fucking amazing, amazing tools so that you guys are going to live happy lives. And it's going to be hard at sometimes, right? You might have symptoms coming back. I'm sure I'm going to have symptoms spike in the future because I have dogs that I love. I have parents that are still alive, right? Life's going to throw me curveballs. We're going to have to face hard times. And symptoms will come up. Or you're just living life, symptoms come up, and you're like, what the? I thought it was. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. I think it's a good thing, actually, because you know what it is? It's telling you where you're at. So this is what it's for, though, right? Your alarm system is there to tell you where you're at. So maybe pay attention, go, shit, man, I know what this is. My brain's trying to get my attention. It's showing me some symptoms. Why do I have these symptoms? What's going on with my life? Oh, fuck, I've been arguing with my mom about blah, blah, blah. I have this stressful situation over here, but I've been putting too much focus on this other thing over here that's not good for me. Maybe I should cut that person out, right? It's working for you. It's serving you. Now we understand it. Before we didn't understand it. Now when you understand something and you have a communication loop, the way it was supposed to be, it becomes powerful. You become unstoppable. So you start to understand how the system works, your alarm system. And you start to go, oh, I got a sniffle. I got some symptoms. Thanks, alarm system. You know what? You're right. I've been focused too much about this one person and they've been just toxic. And thanks for letting me know. I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to block them. Or I'm going to stop watching the news too much. And then you allow, you engage. A couple weeks later, thank you, alarm system. You told me what was happening, and I adjusted. I feel fucking great. Thank you. That's the whole point of it, right? To learn how to work with your brain and your alarm system and to understand what it all means. That's gonna serve you so much. Did you also deal with headaches? Yeah. Lasting days or weeks? Man, weeks. And the more I wanted to go, the more it lingered and stayed. Eye pressure, pain in my eyes, blurry vision, right? Headaches. Oh man, nausea. You just feel like shit, constant shit. And during my journey, it was like, okay, I got to go build a barbecue. While I feel like shit, like I got to puke every second. But I smelled like a crazy person, right? My wife's like, can you build this barbecue? I'm like, yep, well, let's do it, right? And I got a headache. I'm dizzy. I feel all fucked up. And I'm like, trying to read the fucking instructions. I do it all wrong. I did it backwards, so I got to take it all apart. I'm like, whew. I know, I'm sending a message of danger right now. Right? Fuck. I wasn't perfect, but I kept going. Okay, what was that? Oh yeah, headaches. Sometimes OCD kicks in and tells me low iron, bleeding cause headaches. I also have digestive symptoms. Yeah, don't analyze any of that shit. Allow it to be there. Let it do its thing. Stick to your safe foods for now till you bring the allostatic loads down, your baseline down. And then it's temporary. It's just a bubble for a little bit. And then you're going to start bringing those things back in. Don't analyze. Don't put it on a pedestal. How about depersonalization? Do you realize I had that too? That's fucking scary when that happens. The first time it happened, I thought I was going, what did I think? I didn't even think I was mental. I just thought, what the hell is going on? Am I gonna like my world is going fake? It's going like I was out of my body. Yeah, I think a lot of it. I thought I was dying and I was going crazy. Like I was having like some mental brain disease, right? But no, man. Also the brain fog. Usually brain fog is the best friends. It's like peas and carrots. They're best friends. Um, allow it to be there. You're gonna have it tons of times more, right? Which is a good thing. You need to have it a thousand times more so you get to know it and you change the association so it becomes your friend. So when it comes next time, eventually, you won't be scared of it anymore. It's gonna be like your buddy. You're actually gonna get to a point where you feel reassurance when it's there. You're like, oh man, you're an old friend. I know you're gonna go. I know you're gonna come back, but I'd rather have you here than this new knee pain that's fucking scaring the shit out of me, or this itchy anus that I have. Like, why is it itchy? Why do I have this tingling finger? Why did I had this? Why does the end of my finger feel like somebody hit it with a sledgehammer? Right? I was just walking and my finger just brushed my t-shirt, just like, and it felt like somebody, right? That's gonna make you catastrophize. How is it over? Why is it? Is it a heart? Am I having a stroke? I heard about, right, all the years of research. It comes up in your face. This is what the brain does to get your attention, so that you analyze, focus, and look for the perceived danger and investigate it. Right? The catastrophizing thoughts, the doubts. It's there to get you to investigate, to scan for danger. That's what it's for, because you're in a dangerous survival state. So it's going to send mechanisms to get you to scan for the intruder. That's its job. Where did you find your visual method? Recently, I find the ideal parent figure visualization seems similar to your business. They're everywhere, right? You see it everywhere. DNRS does rounds, a lightning process. They do a Gupta. Most programs have that. Even like programs that have nothing to do with health, like people, Warren Buffett. Some of these famous billionaires, they use visuals, and they use it every day. They have a notepad and they visualize what they're going to do, to kind of create their manifestation, right? They do visualizations. It's a common thing that I've used for many things and I've learned from many areas, right? It has many different mechanisms to it. So visualization is there to bring your baseline down, to introduce a new program, and to empty your allostatic loads, because you sit and dose dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. But it's also there to get your brain prepared for the future, to create your reality, and it's also there to work that spiritual muscle and to tune into your higher self. So it's got the spiritual thing, it's got the manifesting thing, right? Creating your reality and health thing. It's got so many things that it does at the same time. That's why it's so powerful, and I will never stop doing visuals. It's literally like a magic wand that you have. It's powerful. So I say do visuals for the rest of your life, because they are amazing. Sorry, my dog. It's acting weird. Dollarama. Anyway. How are you? Hey, Helmut, when you talk with Sam on him, it's releasing tomorrow. When is the talk? Yeah, I'm releasing it tomorrow. So please tune in, share the shit out of it. We're going to have a part one, part two. Did you suffer from dry skin at all? Yeah, my eyes got itchy and dry. Dolly. Okay. I'm a helicopter parent with my dogs. My eyes used to get fatigued. I used to have my eyes just strain. I used to have to put an orange screen on my phone. They were dry. I'd have to stop being on my phone for a while because it would just tap out. It'd be like, dude, I can't anymore. So I'd have to, I can't. So I'd have to like close my eyes for a bit because they were just fucking tired, right? And blurry, and the floaters, all that shit. So yeah, I had that issue. Oh yes, please hit the like button. I gotta start doing that more often. Thank you for reminding me. Please hit the like button. Shoot a bunch of comments even after this is done. Ask me a bunch of questions for the next live. And I'm going to try to answer more questions. I've been so busy trying to do editing and with life, right? This is like the season, right? And I got to keep that schedule going, a steady schedule. I've also been cleaning a Christmas train. So there's a Christmas train that rolls around, and every year I clean it with a crew for money. And that's been taking time. I think this will be my last year. I'm going to do that. But yeah, it's a busy time. So I'm trying to do everything I can, but I don't want to, burn myself. And there's the retrograde, if you guys believe in that. I didn't for many years, and now I believe in that shit because I allowed it to creep in my life because my wife talks about it all the time. The Mercury retrograde, and then there's a Mars retrograde, right? So don't do any banking, all right? So don't, right? And you're gonna be a little bit moody. People are gonna be a little, you might have a headache, right? Fuck. So now I put that into my reality. Good times. Mind movies. I did a little bit of mind movie stuff when I first started. Actually, I think right the same week I started DNRS, I started doing the mind movies. They're fun, right? I tried to do his breathwork stuff, man. That was hard. It was interesting, but it was too hard. I couldn't. I almost passed out holding my breath for like a minute. Yeah, right. That was too hard. How did you deal with muscle tension when walking? So throughout my life, I had times where I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't walk far. I had stabbing pains in my legs. Calves were very sore. My leg muscle, any big muscle on my body would fatigue. I'd say, "See you later, buddy." My chest muscle, it felt like jello. My arms would fatigue. Like I used to do this at a job I was at. I used to put meat in a grinder, right? After like 5 seconds, I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm fatigued. Holy fuck, what's going? Why does my chest feel like jello? My leg muscles feel like jello." Oh man, all the fatigue. If I walk from here to there, like my calves felt like I was walking up a mountain doing calf lifts for 18 kilometers straight. I don't know, it doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. And like I remember my wife told me to paint this room, so I started painting. 5 minutes later, my hands were my whole, it was like fatigued and hurting for like a week. I remember I was chopping because I'm a crazy chopper with food prep. I was working in this kitchen, right? And normally I'm like, I can look away and do it. No problem. I can go for hours. And I did 5 minutes of chopping. Man, my hand was cramping. It hurt, right? It was fatigued. And I had to let it rest for a week. So yeah, muscles are affected, right? Get used to it. Things are out of balance. Nutrients aren't, right? You can take some magnesium if you want for the time being, right? We're going to manage. Yes, I know that's like a dirty word in the mind body space, especially TMS. You can manage so you can do the work. Do my 9 pillars of my program, right? It takes time. Eventually everything will regulate and the fatigue and the muscle spasm and all that shit will go. Trust me. Yeah. Did you gradually until did it gradually until you yeah, eventually everything goes back to normal. And then you're fucking walking 12 kilometers a day uphill, no problems, right? Easy peasy. You're a master. But now, yeah, you're dealing with that because you've been in a state of fight or flight for so long. Understand the body is the body. It's doing as best it can, right? Sometimes I think when we don't understand, we disrespect it and go, "What the fuck, man? This isn't right." Like, come on, what do you expect? This is normal. This is gonna happen. It's gonna reverse. It's gonna get back, but give it a chance. It's like you running 10 kilometers and going, "Dude, come on, man. You can't lay around. Why are you so lazy? You got another 10 kilometers to go. Come on. Like, right? What do you expect? Give it a chance. Change your programming. Change your algorithm." No, Sam likes to use that. I like that word. I'm stealing that from Sam. Change the algorithm. I always say change the program, but I like algorithm, especially now that my algorithm has lost my momentum. That's why it's important. And thank you for reminding me. Please hit the like, share, comment. I'm gonna start saying that on my videos. I might get annoying for you guys, but I gotta get this rolling again. So for every video, I'm gonna try to do an allow and engage session before I get into the content, and then I'll ask everybody to. I should make a note before I go. I want to talk about dizziness, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Like, share, subscribe. How can I? How can I? Why could I help? How can I? How can I? Okay, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Right. But boom, like. Right. I'm gonna put this where I can see it. Nah, I don't like it there. I'm gonna put it on one of my spotlights. What do you think? What do you? Okay, so dizziness. Dizziness, I know a lot of people go through that. A lot of you guys. And it was one of the big things for me too. I didn't really put 2016. I had two storms, perfect storms in my life. The first one was 25 symptoms, and I was able to manage it and went down to like 5. Second one was 70, 75 symptoms, and it forced me to get to the root, and I found all the ways. I was lucky, and here we are, right? Now you're finding the root. Now you're finding the right way. Fucking, you guys are lucky. This is amazing. You guys are the unicorns. This is also your purpose. You have a purpose now to heal and recover and share this with others. So this isn't just about you anymore. This is about people everywhere, people that you can help. So anyway, dizziness for me was, I felt like I was drunk, off balance. They sent me to a neurologist. They did the MRI. He said, everything looks fine, Helmet. I was devastated. I was happy, but I was devastated. Because I'm like, then what the hell's going on? He's like, I don't know, Helmet. I know I get this often. I felt like I was drunk on a ship. There was many times where I was holding the wall when I was walking down the hall. Or I felt like I was on stilts. Like I was 10 feet tall looking down going, whoa. Right? Dizziness, spinning, also dizzy spells. And sometimes I would just felt like I was like, holy fuck, what happened? Did I just ding, 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 ding? You know, when your computer shuts down and Microsoft Windows goes down, ding, 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 ding. I was like, what the hell? Did I just stop existing for a half a second? What the? And that made me go, what the fuck? Right, and then I'd have a panic attack after that. So the dizziness, the way you handle it is you allow it to be there, and you hope that it comes back 1,000 times, in and out, in and out, in and out. Right? You get to know it. The more it's in and out, right? You want to be dizzy for 4 out of 5 days of the week, right? Fuck it, 6 days a week. You want to be dizzy. You want to be dizzy. This is what you do. This is how you handle it. You allow the dizziness. You engage in your routine. This is why we have a routine. This is why we have the 9 pillars. Right? You're doing your visuals. You're doing you're allowing, engaging. You're lifting your moods. You're being aware of all behavior patterns. You're doing exposure in stages. So in the beginning, you just work with what the brain sends you. So in this case, it's dizziness. It's sending you dizziness. You allow it. Whatever. You get prepared. You have your calendar. Right? So it's all scheduled out. You don't even have to think about it. If in doubt, if you're having a flare day, which is every day for me, a horrible day. Let's say you're having a really hard day. Don't stay inside. Don't go, oh, yeah, but this pain in the I'm freaking out. I'm so scary. And that's the day that it matters. That's prime time. And those are the days where you stick to the routine and the schedule. That's why they're there, right? Put all the research on the shelf. Routine, and get out and have movement in nature. So that's your 9 to 5 job right now, right? Doing that. In the meantime, while you're doing all that, you're allowing the dizziness to be there. I want you to get to the point where you're allowing it so much and demanding it to be there so much that when you ask yourself, you got to ask yourself this question: am I dizzy? I want you to get to a point where you don't know if you're dizzy or not. That's how much you invited it in, right? And I want you to ask yourself this in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, and keep asking yourself, am I dizzy? Oh, yeah, I am. I am dizzy. Yeah. Okay, I'm dizzy. Yeah, that's going to happen, right? That's good. And then, when you're allowing something, when you don't even know that it's gone, right? Because when you allow, you authentically allow, and you ask for it to stay for another year. You said, fuck it, stay for another year. Let's say it's gone next week. Go, whoa, buddy, hold on there. I didn't know. I said, we had an agreement here. 1 year at least. Why are you gone? Get back here. Get over here, right? Because you need to build indifference to it. Slowly you build indifference to where it becomes your friend. That's what brings the baseline down, because you're not fighting with the fear of the dizziness. So you need the dizziness to be there so you can change the association to it so that the brain can update the alarm system and show that it's safe and you're friends with it. So it's going to turn the alarm off and the dizziness will fuck off. But the only way for it to do that is for it to come in and out. Because every time it comes in, right? Every time it fucks with you, every time you're like, oh, I'm busy, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to update the alarm system, right? You need it. Without it, you can't recover. Right? Forget it. You don't want to feel good here. You don't want to, no, you need it. You need more of what you don't like, right? More of it. It's got to come in and out 1,000 times. 1,000, yes, 1,000. Yeah, give me more of that. To the point where you're like, fuck, I don't even know if I'm dizzy. Because you haven't been paying attention to it. And you're so used to being dizzy, you're like, oh, fuck, whatever, let's be dizzy, right? And then one day, you're going to be like, wait a minute, am I dizzy when you're not? That's when you know you've become really indifferent. And then the next question after that is, how long have I not been dizzy for? I don't know. I think it's been because I went skating and then I went fucking, I did all these things where I was started doing, walking on a tightrope, and then I started skateboarding, and I was just, I didn't even notice it. I think I don't think I've had dizziness for 6 months, and I'm just realizing that now. Wow. And then you'll get dizzy, right? Just extinction burst. Let's throw it at them, right? And then you'll be like, oh, it's okay. But you might get some doubt. You might freak out a little bit. But you go back to the methods, and then it goes away, and it's gone forever, never, never, amen, right? Who knows? You might have something in the future that comes up, but you've been through this, right? Maybe in 10 years, you might have a dizzy scenario that might last you a couple weeks. Oh, well, you've been through this. You're a master, right? You're an ascended master in this 3D reality because of all the training that you did. These chronic symptoms are your teacher. It's a gift. It's there to awaken you. You're going through an awakening. You guys are lucky. You guys have been chosen. You guys are fucking unicorns. Trust me, this is amazing. Hi, Alexander. I don't know too much about Kundalini. I hear about it here and there. For me, I just stick to visuals, elevating, allow and engage, exposure, routine, walking in nature, right? The 9 pillars that I talk about all the time. Make sure also, if you want to be in my program, email me. I'll send you the link. The link should be in my link tree. Check it out. The alarm system reset. It's $99. You do 1 month of free coaching is included, and you get the program, right? And we're here to support you and help you get through all the delays in the beginning. So if you want to do it, if you need some support, take my program and do the work, man. This is this is your life, and you will do it. It just all depends on people are on the fence, or if they're wishy-washy, or if they're ready yet. Some people don't have enough fear. They need more fear to be focused. Yeah, certain things, if you're in a survival state, I would suggest not to do them, like cold water plunges, because that's pouring gasoline on the fire, right? Don't do it. Wait till you're somewhat recalibrated and then do it. Then you benefit from it. Not, take 70,000 steps backwards. Okay, let's see here. Thanks, Helmut, for your work. I love your humor. Sometimes I have the feeling that my shit gets more liquid after listening to you daily. My symptoms are different. Okay. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support you guys. I love you guys. This means everything to me. And share my shit. Right? Is this something that resonates and it helped you? Share it on your platforms or your forums that you're in. If you're in anxiety groups or in histamine groups or whatever they are, technically you shouldn't be, right? If you're doing the 9 pillars, you would be off of them. But before you get off of them, quickly do some bombs, drop some bombs. Go, yeah, check this guy out. Oh my God, he's helping me. Okay, see you later. I appreciate it. And share. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start. See, there's my reminder. Let's see. I'll give you a little. See, I got the Nirvana there. Okay, yeah. This is my reminder right here. It's right there. Okay. Here we go. Here's another question for you. We'll take a couple questions, and I think I covered, neuroplasticity and dizziness. Next week, I'm going to talk about. Fuck it, maybe I'll go live tomorrow again. Fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's talk about visuals and how sometimes visuals, when you do them, you get all this doubt, especially when you do the future visuals, right? So stay tuned for that. And how sometimes visuals make you feel worse, right? Kundalini now, not yet. Get your nervous system. Yes, thank you, Bree. That's exactly it. How do you deal with Alexandre? How do you deal with low immunity? I'm like 95% recovered when I'm not dealing with viruses. Okay, but then it starts. It's one of those. It's one after the other. You got work to do still. You're not there yet. Your brain is telling you, your body's telling you where you're at. That's okay. You still got more to go. Took me 3 years. I went from being sick every season, and when I was sick, it would last for months, off and on, right? Flus, colds, constantly, brutal, coughing, ugh, right? To I haven't been sick with any of that in 4 years, I think. Right? I'm resilient. I'm around all kinds of people that are sick. My daughter, my wife, people, everybody. Nothing. COVID, I don't feel nothing. I'm sure I've gotten COVID a bunch of times, but I don't feel it because the body processes it with efficiency. Because my allostatic loads are. I don't have my bottle. Fuck, my trusty. Right? Pretend this is down here. My allostatic loads are like here. So if anything happens, no impact. It's like, right? My baseline's at 0. So my body's not overwhelmed. It's like, what do you got? What do you got? Okay, done. When before it was, right? It's like barely. So you got COVID now? Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? No, right? That's where a lot of people are at. It's something's got to give. You're overwhelmed, right? You're that Honda pulling that 747. What do you expect, right? When you regulate, it takes time. You're going to be a beast, ascended master, right? Ding, 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 ding. Right? You're going to be amazing. I don't even know why I did. That doesn't even make sense. But you know what I mean? Exactly. Kundalini sounds like an Italian pasta dish. Love it. Did anyone else here also become overly sensitive to caffeine? Yeah. Well, take a break from caffeine for the first year. Right? You're already overwhelmed with shit. And I know TMS is like, now keep drinking, assume activity like you're normal. Don't take it away because that's telling the brain that that's dangerous. Right? No. When you're overwhelmed, take some shit off the plate, man. So you can do the work. If you can, minus the coffee, because the coffee's like, right? It's relighting the nervous system. Take it away. Just like when I had my food sensitivities for a year and a half, I did not eat those foods because it's like putting gasoline on a bomb, right? So I gave it up. I take it out, do the work, bring the baseline down, and then bring it back in. And then that thing that you brought back in, you get the swing, you get back into the swing of life. It does nothing. It means that the EMF, the line, the ticks, right? The fucking the mold, the food, you pick your poison. It has no power over you anymore because you're regulated. Right? You change the program. Don't mess. Somebody else said that. Don't mess with the Kundalini pasta. Right? Don't even eat it. He made that mistake. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll stick to visuals. Attaboy. Stick to the normal. I love pasta. I love dropping to show some love to your channel. Love it. Thank you, Shibby. Thank you for sharing my stuff. I really appreciate it to bring an awareness. It's really helping me. I love it. I will listen to the whole video at bedtime. Yeah, you do it. You listen and you like, share, and subscribe too. Well, you did already. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm seeing alive. Rocky Mountains. I love it. I love Rocky Mountains. Look at this. Rocky. My dream. This is what I'm manifesting every day. I live in Ontario, Canada. We got no mountains here. Well, we have an area that I go to on the weekends. It's got valleys. That's the most, my dream is to do this full time, to help people, and to move out west and live in the mountains, right, with my family, and walk my dogs near the river in peace, and do this, only this, help people. That's it. That's what I want to do. So that's, and preferably BC, in Osoyoos. There's a place in Osoyoos. There's a desert in Canada and BC. I love to live there. And I love Rocky Mountains. I love Alberta. I love places in the States, New Mexico, Arizona, El Paso, Texas. I want to go to Wyoming. I want to go to all those West Coast states. Wherever there's a Colorado, wherever there's a mountain and a river or a lake, even Europe, Norway, Greenland, like all those places. I want to go wherever there's a mountain. I want to go there. I want to check it out, and I want to swim in the water and lay there and swim with the dogs, and just, that's what I want to do. It's my life. So, and you guys can come with me. Yes. I'd love to have a retreat there too. We can all get together and have and share stories and fucking hang out. Right. Awesome. I have SIBO with one of the main symptoms being burping. I've tried all kinds of treatments with no success. Any advice for this particular? Get on your safe foods. Stay on them. Do the work. Have patience. Take the word SIBO out of your vocabulary. All the research that you did, put it on the shelf for 2 years, right? You can always go back to it if you want to. Make a deal with your brain. Go, okay, the SIBO thing, put it on the shelf for 2 years. You can always go back to it. Fuck it, 3 years, right? Write a signature, right? And go, okay, that's it. We made a contract, putting all the research for 2 years, 3 years, and we're going to do the work. And then, I think my wife's smoking a joint. Unless there was a skunk that just walked by. So you do that, do the work, have patience, don't straddle the fence. Go, I'm making the decisions to do the work. I'm making it. You don't have to do my shit. You can do other people's shit. Just do it and stick to it and watch my videos. That's it. You'll get there. I promise. Okay, come on. You'll love it here, Colorado. Oh, one day, maybe I'll go to a mind body event there. And then you guys can meet me there. We'll have a tea, martini, or beer, or whatever. You guys can show me around. Love it. Okay. Come visit Charlevoix area in Quebec. I like Quebec. I've been to Val d'Or, Quebec. Fucking awesome. Tons of mountains and lakes. Oh, hey. Not as far as BC from Ontario. That's true. I'm going to look into that. I never knew Quebec had mountains. I'll look into it. Okay, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. And I really had a lot of fun today. This has been great. Why don't I got to do more of these. Greetings. El Paso? No way. I lived there when I was a kid. El Paso. My dad he went from Germany. We went from Germany to El Paso because he was in the German Air Force as an interpreter. He had to learn the language. he met my mom in Juarez, and she never went to she never went to the bar. But that one night, her friends dragged her out, and they met, and then that's how things came to be. Amazing, I love it. Yeah, appreciate you guys. I had fun, so let's we could probably do this again tomorrow. Why not? Okay, thanks, guys.